Now, we're into the second week, and I'm going to cover something that's very, very, very important. Now, this is what we're covering. It's all about managing your debt. So we're in still the state of really managing our money wisely, okay? So I need you to manage your debt. So what does that look like? So the major debt that we tend to have tend to be mostly credit cards, right? But it also can be like loans that we may be getting, like payday loans that may be out there because we have mismanaged our money. We may end up getting like a payday loan. I don't want you to do that anymore. So first of all, I would give you something really cool to tell you don't do it, but I'm gonna say just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't go out and get payday loans, right? If we get that first step of managing our money wisely, then we'll be in a better state. Okay. So we should not, do you hear me one more time? Should not be getting payday loans. The interest rates are just extremely high, right? And also, you definitely need bank accounts to be getting your money in. I want you to get your money in through that way, through a bank account. Don't go to don't try to cash it and stuff like that at cash places. All of that, they charge you too much money. You need a bank account. You get direct deposit just for the sake of saving those particular dollars. Okay, I need you to do that. Those tips. But let's talk about debt. So what's really important when we're talking about debt and we're talking about credit, you need to understand that there's a good place to be when it comes down to credit. A good place to be is at 50%, okay? 50%, right? But an ideal place. We want to be in the ideal. We won't want to be just good. We want to be at the best place ever. The best place is that we're at 30%. So what does that actually look like? So if you had a $1,000 credit card, what you want to do is tell yourself that you only have a $500 credit card, especially if you're in the new place. You want to definitely try to get it to under half, okay? Under half will just keep your credit in a stable place. If you can get it to 30%, then you'll notice that your credit is going to go up. Credit is based on credit usage, so credit utilization, so credit usage versus credit availability, okay? So the more credit you have available to you, the better things are going to look for your credit and your FICO score. Okay? So we want to make sure we understand that. But let's really take this into account in a very more simple, practical way. Let me tell you what credit is in a more simple, practical way. It's like me saying to you out there listening to me, hey, can I borrow $5? I'm definitely going to give it back to you tomorrow. So you give me the $5, like she seems trustworthy, gives it $5. And then tomorrow I give you $5 back. So you're like, okay, cool. Next week I end up asking you for $20, right? And so then you're like, well, she did give that $5 back. And I say, can I give it to you the next week after, right? I extend the deadline to giving it back to you. And so then you're like, okay, well, she gave me my $5 in one day. I'm pretty sure she'll give me my $20 within 1 week. And then I do that again. So then I begin to build a level of trust with you. So then I end up saying, well, can I get $100? And you give me $100. And then I say, can I get a month to pay you back? And you begin to trust me. Because of those little transactions, you begin to trust me and think that I can do that. Now, what's going to happen when a month comes around and you gave me something like $100 and I don't pay you back? How you going to feel about me? Because think about it. How you going to feel about me? You may start to feel some type of way, right? You may feel very disappointed in me, right? You may not begin to trust me anymore. I have lost trust with you. So then I end up finally paying you back the $100. But then next time I ask for $100 again, then how do you feel? You're like, I don't know. She didn't give me my $100 last time. She didn't give me my $100 last time, so she may not give me my $100 this time. That may be something that you may feel. And if that is who you are and that's what you feel, what do you think creditors end up feeling? The same way. So it's the same idea, that practical sense, that the more that you show trustworthiness and the longer that you show that, so the length of credit history that you show that you're trustworthy, the more that they will be willing to give you, right? And then it helps you because now that you have a good running credit, meaning I end up asking you for money and everything was going well, then when I decide to ask your friend for some money, you're going to end up saying, oh yeah, she good for it because she always has given me my money, right? So that's the same level of like getting another credit card, if that makes sense, right? So I'm going to go ahead and give you another credit card, because I saw that you were trustworthy with this credit card. I know that you're going to be trustworthy to my partner, and I'm going to tell my partner that you was good and trustworthy, so I'm going to give you, so you're going to get more, and you're going to even get a higher limit. So that's what credit is. But for bigger purchases that we actually want, such as like house purchases or even car purchases, a lot of times when we don't do right by the little credit that we have, maybe $100, $1,000, or something like that, most people are in debt for like simple things, $2,000, $3,000 of debt. Right? When we don't do with those small things, it's hard for me to say, "Ooh, she's gonna be trustworthy with me giving her $250,000 to actually pay." I'm not gonna. Sometimes it'll show that you're not gonna be trustworthy. So we understand that credit cards makes it easy for us to use money that we really don't have, right? So we need to get ourselves in the place that we're managing wisely enough that we don't utilize our credit cards too much. But if we do have to use them, that we're using them correctly, right? And that we're under the 30% zone. So you have $1,000 card. What is 30% of that? It's $300. So what are you going to tell yourself? That's a psychology thing. The psychology thing again. We got to tell ourselves we have a $300 limit. Because if I tell myself I have a $1,000 limit, how much am I going to spend? What? Exactly. I'm going to spend $1,000. Tell yourself the right thing so you can make sure that you operate the right way. This is week number 2. You're going to be all about managing your debt, okay? Whatever your debt is, I want you to write it out. There's an assignment here. I want you to actually write out your debts. What are your debts, right? So the first column that you're going to put in this debt category is this. Your first column, you're going to say, this is my credit card name. Second category, what is my balance on it? The third category, what is the limit that I can be at? Right? And then I want you to make a fourth category to say, well, where is my 30%? What does that number look like? So you can then begin to understand based on your balance and where you're supposed to be, where you need to get to first. I also want you to check, what are those interest rates? What are the interest rates? Because we want to go ahead and pay off the higher interest rates first. So is it 20% versus 11%? With 11%, we have a little bit more wiggle room compared to the 20%. We want to definitely make all minimum payments and everything stay good. But if we need to pay extra on everything, we want to pay extra on the bigger ones first. And then we want to knock those down until we continue to go through the process. All right. I hope that makes sense. On our monthly call, you can definitely ask me about money and how do I really manage my money the right way. If your credit is in a bad place, I definitely want you to also, you can ask me and give you some referrals for people who can help with credit repair. Okay? There's things that you can do yourself, but there's also people that can actually help you with that. And so I will definitely connect you with the people that I know that may be able to help you with the credit repair. But outside of that, you can do some things on your own. YouTube University, always go out and check it out. See what it is, what kind of letters you may need to send. You may have to put some work in, so you might have to get committed for a couple of months to really put some work in. Not just the basic work of doing what's right by your credit card, but putting the work in of calling them and getting certain things off your credit. For instance, if something's been on your credit for longer than 7 years, we want to knock that out, right? But if you want to really look at what your goals are, we're going to actually talk about that on the next section. And because you want to understand, depending on your goals, you may or may not need to go ahead and get to knock certain levels of credit off. You want to understand it, okay? You definitely want to understand it. All right, y'all ready for this assignment? I hope you're ready. Let's go.